this one, splashing everywhere. Today, we are taking you to the outskirts of Rotterdam and visit a UNESCO World Heritage. Here we go, Nelle Factory. Reaching the Nelle Factory is inexpensive and is not very difficult. We did a 3.5 kilometers walk from the Rotterdam city center to get to Nelle Factory. The walk was very pleasant and relaxing, and you could also enjoy some historical city views of Rotterdam on the way, like this. Nelle Factory was a factory processing coffee, tea, and tobacco, and later on chewing gum, cigarette, and many more products.
So we just got a little bit insight that we can actually go inside the building.
Yeah, the Nelle Factory.
Yeah, so anyways, Kami's going to wander in using the old turnstile here, and then we'll see what we can find out inside. Okay, we've made it inside. Yeah. So Kami, more power to the deflector shields.
I should click this and then it will turn on.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm pretty sure none of this is connected anymore, but I'm not going to test it.
But it is related to industrial
revolution. Yeah. Anyways, the whole building is part of that. So anyways, we're just curious.
See, kilowatt.
Yeah.
And then it is
paper
like
chart recorder
paper chart.
to record the fluctuations in the power. Wow. Well, let's see what else we can find.
So Chris had a dilemma. He is in the washroom now, but the washroom is full of Dutch only. So he doesn't know which one is man before. So we have to use Google Translate. And then this one is women. And then this one is man. And then all this we don't actually know. In the washroom there is a sign like this. I wonder who will use the toilet. Like this one, splashing everywhere. So the correct way should be this one. Toilet usage 101. We're lost.
Yes, we are separated as well.
We are separated.
I'm not quite sure how that works. No, it's not that complicated. But they have two staircases here. We'll figure it out. So yeah, we're just wandering around the inside of the building, trying to find, I heard there was a cafeteria, so we're looking for that. And just exploring. Yes, I'll find my way to Kami.
Yeah.
I say we meet on the next floor.
I don't know how we can meet.
You go up, I go up.
I go up.
And we'll see you on the second floor.
Okay.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Before I came, I was very curious why this one is an UNESCO World Heritage site. Actually, it was built in 1925 to 1931. And it was like used for processing and packaging coffee, tea, and tobacco. Okay. And then it is close because like this location is closely connected with the port of Rotterdam and the city's long history of trade. So that's why this location is chosen. So So at that time, the factory owner wanted to build a healthy work environment for the employees. So that's why she chose to build this factory with transparency, modern architecture, and good working conditions. So like, and the production activity of this factory was ceased in 1998. So since then, this building was restored and converted for new users, which right now there are lots of offices, different offices here. And then it has become our UNESCO World Heritage site in 2014. Yes. So it is famous for the distinctive features. They have curtain walls of steels and glass and a concrete skeleton with mushroom columns. So those are the design that they use. So the steel curtain walls is one of the unique features that makes it so
Distinct.
distinct.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we finally found something to look at besides getting lost on the staircase, we did find an information-ish area that's dedicated to the history of the factory. And in there, this particular map I find useful. It describes the different sections of the factory and what years and what their purpose is. The section that we're currently in is over here, center. We had kind of walked in here and worked our way up the staircase. So we're over here. So that is basically an old coffee factory from 1928 to 1930. This area that we're standing in right now is a coffee factory. The next section over would have been a tobacco factory. There's all kinds of other factories. That tobacco factory would have been 1926 to 1929. So various factories, components were added over the years at different times. I think the original factory was
1925.
1925, 1932, 1931. But there was other components added as late as the 1980s. And then the entire place, I remember what Tammy just said, as a factory, components were phased out in 1998.
Yes.
And now the entire area is used as a
Commercial area.
yeah, commercial.
Like different
businesses.
offices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
offices, businesses. So right now we're in an area that's got some interpretive information, but it's also a cafeteria for these
Yeah.
businesses. So it's it's a very dynamic building. There's some other things that we might go and try to explore, which is warehouses.
We will see.
We'll see if we can find that and a little further out of this area.
Yeah.
But so we'll continue to explore. See what
Yeah.
we can find. I couldn't help but notice this very open concept washroom, which says "man" on the door.
Yes.
So I guess back in the day, if you had separate sections for men and women, you wouldn't need so much privacy. I believe it's still in use for sinks and stuff, but they put some stall doors on. Just looking out here, we can see this orange building in the distance, which we believe to be a prison from what one of the staff was saying here. I think that's a literal prison, not people not wanting to be at work sort of thing. Then the other buildings on this side of the river that kind of have the curved roofs are warehouses for this building. And the large building in the front here with the stack is the powerhouse, the old powerhouse that we walked past on the way in. So yeah, it's pretty neat. And we are very close to the two ramps that head to the other auxiliary building, which also would have been part of the complex. So yeah, so you don't have to go outside to get to that. And you can see the city off in the distance. Oh. I'm not sure where else we're allowed to go, but I just wander about. Try not to disturb anyone.
Waiting for the lift now.
Assuming it works. It looks like it works. Okay.
Come in.
Get tight.
I don't know what is that.
Well, I don't know if we can go certain places. Probably not 9.
No.
We can do 4.
Oh, have to tap the card, I think. not working.
No lift for us today. But someone will get to go see the 4th floor on their way up next time. But this works. Okay, stairs it is. Okay. Warehouse and auxiliary building, as well as the tobacco plant in the foreground and the coffee plant in the background. Very nice. And of course, the prison across the river. We just finished our tour, our self-guided tour, as it's very informal here. This is a place of work, not a tourist site, really. There's a couple of interpretive signs in one building, one room near the cafeteria. Otherwise, it is just kind of a walk around the halls, and explore, and keep quiet, don't bother folks, sort of thing, because they're working. So wandering around, pretty cool, and lots to see, lots of interesting corridors and architectural aspects. So we quite enjoyed the walk, and we did some stair climbing and to go up and down to different towers. So yeah, overall, what were your thoughts, Kelly?
I think architectural elements is really pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the old days, you see how they design the factory, and they keep some of them too.
Yeah.
And then now it is a lovely place to work.
Yeah, it looks really nice for a place to work.
Yeah.
Also, I thought it was really curious that they do have division between men and women at the company back in the day. Separate staircase, things like that. It was really, just a little eye-opening, because those days are long gone.
Yeah.
So very curious to see
and
that.
I'm happy to know that the owner of the factory, built this factory. That is because he wants to improve the working environment of the employee.
Yeah, exactly. They were saying that they made it more transparent, literally transparent, by putting a lot of glass in to allow folks to look into the factory while people are working. Yes. So this was the concept. So
he was really a good employer.
As far as we could tell. So, but unfortunately, they're not taking applications. The last factory work here was completed in 1998. So it's been mainly office space and renovated. So maybe those companies are taking applications if you want to work in such a beautiful place.
So if whoever work here, it's a lovely working environment here.
At least the actual aesthetics is looking pretty good.
Yes.
So anyways, we're gonna wander around the city now.
Okay.
Hopefully you've enjoyed this little tour of this World Heritage site here in Rotterdam. Right?
Bye.